says, I rolled the van. Your dad's in it, and he's up laying on the side of the bank. And I walked all the way back up the driveway to the house to call. She says, you're going to have to come and help me get him out. And I'm like, I'm at work. I'm in Eugene. She says, he's totally fine. And so she ended up getting Dad out herself. She never called she called a sheriff. Sheriff came. The person had not given them the right information. The person took off. And at this point, my parents were in their 80s. And my dad was even in his 90s. So here he is, laying on the side of a bank in a van. And my mom's just like, oh, you're fine. I'm going to walk up the driveway and go call Shelly so she can come help us. I'm like, what was she thinking? So she just, like I said, she was a strong woman. So she wanted to do everything herself and didn't want to get the ambulance or medical involved or sheriffs if at all anything happens, because they know our name and it's always another thing. So yeah, that's my story.
Very good.
And so that was a struggle.
It reminds me of the time she said she was driving back from one of her Arizona snowbird trips, and Dad was in the back seat, and she thought that he had passed away. Well, she says, I was out in the middle of the desert. What was I going to do? She just kept driving and driving until she got someplace, and then she found out, no, he didn't pass away. He was just sound asleep.
Yeah, but she's going to just keep driving. She's probably going to call somebody. So.
That reminds me of a story when we went to Mexico and how Mom put all 6 of us kids from me on down in the back of the camper. And that trip to Mexico wasn't 6 weeks, it was 3 months.
Oh.
Anyways, because we stayed in Mexico on the beach for a whole month. But anyways, things would happen in the back of the camper and we could not get Mom's attention. And we'd be pounding on the back of that camper window for her to pull over and waving in the back and trying to get her attention. But she was so focused on keeping that truck and camper going down the road, she just ignored us half the time.
That's because those roads were like so narrow.
Yes.
Yeah. With giant cliffs on both sides.
But we made it.
Window.
Carmen.
Carmen's head.
Oh, notice Carmen wrote the story, but she didn't put that in there.
Because we were having a coloring contest and everybody was judging whose was better, and it was down to Diana and I, and we got in a fight over it, and I went to kick Diana and missed, and we were on the overhead bed, and I kicked the overhead glass above the cab and broke it. So then everybody's down pounding on the window, stop, 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 Carmen broke the window. So yeah, I was not her favorite that trip. So Mom was telling me a story about a dumbwaiter somebody crawled into, I think it was Gilbert.
Washington Street House.
You got stuck in there?
Actually,
Gilbert crawled into a lot of stuff.
from the attic to the basement, and so we would put towels on that stuff and down it, and got stuck in it.
So it wasn't so much Gilbert was stuck in it, it was the other kids were pushing Gilbert into the laundry.
It was great fun.
Most of our life growing up, we would always see a kid coming in saying, so-and-so got hurt. And Mom's favorite line was, well, are they crying? Yeah, too bad then.
I just know I had to play mediator a lot with the younger kids, and then I also had to help in the kitchen a lot. And everybody in the family liked to pass the buck. So whenever Mom told someone to do something, I would say, Nancy, Mom said you had to do this. Nancy would turn around and say, Carmen, Mom told you to go get firewood. Then it would go all the way down to the youngest one, and nobody ever brought in the firewood, and it come right back up into the kitchen. Diana, you're supposed to go get firewood. And it's like, I'm trying to help Mom make dinner. So that's kind of how life was.
Full circle. About the younger kids, but the older kids would never have survived without a dozen eggs, because the eggs were used as egg skin for every cut anybody ever had. You peel the egg skin off and put it on the cut, and as it dried, it pulled the cut together. And I had the opportunity to use it many times in my own family, but I also had the opportunity to use it at an OMSI camp over in Eastern Oregon. And some little kid cut his leg, and so we put this egg skin at the middle of the night a long way from the hospital.
chainsaw kicked back and cut Keith's arm. And I said, come on, I wrapped my shirt around him, and I said, come on, we're going to the hospital. And Keith's going, no, 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 Mom won't let that. So we drive up to the house, and I bring him in, and May sees all the blood and stuff. She goes, what are you doing here? Get him to the hospital.
Well, I actually have a poem that I wrote trying to put my words into.
Would you come up
something.
here so that they
Yes.
can catch that? Okay.
Not real long, it's a little one. A limb has fallen from our family tree. It's broken forever and now is at peace. You were there when I opened my eyes, and I was there the day you closed yours. Your pain is gone forever, and your suffering no more. We didn't know that morning that he would call your name. In life we loved you dearly, and in death we do the same. Part of us went with you the day he called you home. We know you are with Dad now, and you'll never be alone. You left us lots of memories. Your strength will be our guide. And though we cannot see you, you're in our hearts inside. Our family chain is broken, and nothing is the same. But as he calls us one by one, we know it's a Brumwell thing. Our chains will link again someday. I love you, Mom.
Rita, do you have anything you'd like to share with us? Okay.
I have some I want to share. Those can like,
Talk a little louder. You can.
these flowers that me and Jordan brought today, they were Mom, a while back, it's been like a couple years ago, I brought some flowers home for her one day, and she said, why are you bringing me flowers? And I said, I just thought they smelled pretty, and I just wanted to bring them to you. She started crying, and I asked her what was wrong, and she said, those flowers, she said, those are pink ladies. And I said, my neighbor called them naked ladies, but pink naked ladies or whatever. And anyways, but that was Mom and Dad's flower that they got married with in Mississippi. Because Mom said she didn't have any flowers when her and Dad were getting married. And the Justice of the Peace wife that was running the where the married people at, the chapel or whatever. Anyways, Mom told the lady, she was like, I can't get married, because she said, I ain't got no flowers. And so the lady goes, hang on. And she ran down the street and she started picking all the city flowers that was out and she came back and she said, here, now you have some flowers. And Mom was, when I realized how much they meant to her and everything, and being that her and Dad are back together now, that was the flower they got married with, so there was a meaning behind it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
And also the other flowers that she planted, so.
Yes. Anything else?
No, I'm good right now.
You're not gonna tell stories on yourself. Okay. Don't step all over that. Is there anybody else that wants to share something before Jeremy leads us?
Yes, I would like to share something.
Okay. You can come up here. I think they can hear better.
Yeah, I'm the neighbor next to the Brumwells that had almost the same amount of kids. We had one in our family to each one of you guys. And you go, okay, I knew your brother. What age? What was on your family? It's always cross from knowing somebody. With the Brumwell, if you knew Shelley, that I knew. Oh, that must be Sally. Okay, then that could understand when people are asking me from our age group in school. Everybody knew the Brumwells. Everybody knew the Heartflowers. It was interesting to be a part of that blessing. But through those years, I didn't know those blessings because I was caught up with all that chaos in our family. We had the same kinds of chaos. And all that chaos through all that years, as we got older as a family, we learned how to communicate and respect each other in a different way because of the hard times, because of knowing and the relationship it built in a family. And it's sad to see a family that doesn't have that. It doesn't have a lot and had a lot of experience, and they don't see life in the same way. So I'm blessed to know your mom because she took me in when I was a little boy, just like it was Keith, part of their family, and fed me on their big dinners and their celebration. Her mom always took me and welcomed me into the family when I didn't think I was. I think I wanted to hide. She took me aside and go, no, you're welcome. What do you want, Alvin? You want a tea? But I never liked tea all those years. Her mom loved tea, and I hated it. Like, she made this stuff. Now I love tea. It's interesting, the different things, and so I'm blessed to be here to honor your mom. Get choked up, but I realized the love that we all had in the family, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I took it all wrong all these years, and I'm finally waking up to realize how blessed are we. We're so blessed to have this, to hear your mom, just like my mom. She would give anything. She would go out of the way to find food. Anybody else would be like not caring about it, but they always made sure the means were there. The goodwills, the salvation, and all these things, and digging in the garbage can. I know we had a story when we were back at the garbage can digging out all this candy right after Halloween. And we're all excited, and we had those orange things. They're orange, or like a peanut. And we ate so many of them. They talked to anybody in my family. They wouldn't want to touch another one of those things ever again. They look at that thing, all because that old history. We're out there taking what it was to mean. So thank you for everybody.
How many times were we all at your house? We were baking in the kitchen with Vanessa and Sally. You guys were tormenting us. Yeah, it was just, we had two homes.
Brumwell's in Heartland.
And it was.
That was
Thank
sweet.
you.
Yeah, thank
So.
you, Alvin.
Yes. And I was going to say, I imagine a lot of that Halloween candy that they found was shared among all of you, too.
Mom had a really big heart, not just for all of her kids. She had a big heart for all of her nieces and nephews on her side of the family. She did so much for them as well. She took in so many strangers, as Alvin said. He was one of them at times. But I can think of people throughout my whole lifetime. There were the Ritzmans. There were, I don't know if any of the Lowe's were in there. There was Harrison. There was Scott Mead. There was Roy Toll. There was Dave Murray. And this is just in my time. I'm sure you guys could help me with other names. And these guys, she had given the couches. She'd give them our beds. We'd have to double up in beds. They'd be on floors. Herman Elliott, Johnny Howe. I don't know how many others because I don't know all those names, but she took in so many people. She always found food to feed them or breakfast in the morning. And I honestly, raising a family now, don't know how she even did it.
All that work of cooking and cleaning.
Well, part of that was because you kids helped. You were required to, and it made you all stronger also.
I remember wanting to go down to the neighbors to play, and we couldn't go anywhere until the kitchen was laundry. I said, well, you might as well forget it because it'll take 6 months. Just piles of dishes.
Dishes and laundry to no end. To no end.
Speaking of laundry, I was going to ask about, Mom told me the story about your arm and the wringer washer.
Oh yeah, we used to have old wringer washing machines, and we weren't supposed to touch them, but we always liked to play with the ringers on them, and I like to take the little plastic pants that the kids wore and run them through the thing, and they'd pop them, and the water would still be in them, and I guess my hand got stuck in there one time, and it was right in there, and they had to lose
Well, I was supposed to be babysitting her, and I didn't know that you could pop the top and take it off, so I put it in reverse and ran it back.
I also had my hand run over by the Jeep because the older boys asked me to move a rock out from under the tire because that's how they kept them from rolling, and they were pushing it, and then I couldn't get the rock unwedged from the tire, but they rolled it over my hand anyways, and the rake and my tooth, and I was no angel, but somehow we lived. Oh yeah, hot bottle cut.
And hit an artery. And Sue was there at the time, and she says, Edie, hold this towel on here until I go call Mom, and whatever you do, don't take it off or look at it. Well, as soon as she left, I picked it up, and blood just started spurting out. So I keeled over and fainted. She came in and she said, get out of the way.